Firstly, I would just like to introduce myself. I am Marija YU3AWA Whiskey Alpha, and I'm located on the north part of Serbia. My town is Sombor, and I just want to show you some photos of my town. It's really amazing, and it will be really a pleasure to meet some of you one day here.
And we look forward to that. And you're more than welcome to come over to Ireland at any time.
Thank you. So it's just some photos of my town. I really like it. And my story started there. My friend, Alex, Yankee Tango 3 Hotel, he came to my primary school. I was in a primary school, I think 8th grade, and he held a presentation about what is ham radio, and he talked more about ARDF, amateur radio direction finding. I'm not sure if some of you know about it. I know that Race know it very well. We share the same interest in the hobby as well. And yes, it's Alex, Yankee Tango 3 Hotel, and me. In 2013, yes, he come to my school, and after the presentation I was very interested what is ARDF, what is amateur radio direction finding, and I wanted to try it because it was really something unusual, and I have never heard something like that before, so I was really attracted. It was a love at the first sight. And yes, that's a little short about my beginning in the hobby. I didn't pass license for my call sign YU3AWA. It happened some years later when I discovered what amateur radio is actually. So RDF was my first love in the hobby. I participated in a lot of championships in ARDF, and I traveled a lot in Bulgaria, Romania, Macedonia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Slovenia, Italy, Austria, and really a lot of countries, and everything thanks to ARDF. It's a receiver which we used in these competitions. Okay, there are some also photos, and it's really, I would like that more people know about ARDF, and I think it's a great thing to start and to introduce the young people to amateur radio. And yes, why? I'm not sure, maybe 14 years old then, 13 or 14 years old, I'm not sure now. And I wasn't a member of my radio club, Yankee United 7 Kilo Mike November, because I was interested only in ARDF, but how years passed, I wanted to try something new, and then I actually discovered radio stations and antennas and all other equipment which we use now. So I passed my ham radio exam, and I got my call sign in 2015. Yes, it was 7 years ago. And yes, Yankee United 3 Alpha Whiskey Alpha is my first call sign, and I think that I will not change it, although I have points. It's a points in Serbia, and I can change it to have 1 or 2 letters in a suffix. My plan is to maybe to get one call sign that I will use in contests, because DXing and contests are my really big passion, but we will talk about it later. Okay, it's a short about my beginning in the ham radio career. Maybe next question, or if you want to know something more, I can try to describe. I have really a lot of stories. I don't know where to start.
No, that's absolutely wonderful. Like you've definitely explained very thoroughly and in a very interesting way how sort of you got interested in it. And you've also explained about the the direction finding, which is an area that you're interested in. Now, your radio club, which radio club are you a member of at the moment? Or which was the first you got into as such?
My primary radio club is in Sombor, in my hometown, Yankee United 7 Kilo Mike November. But I'm also a member of one more radio club. It's located here in Novi Sad. Novi Sad is my university city. It's Yankee United 7 Bravo Papa Queen. And I really hope that very soon we will have one more radio club at my college. So that will be third. Thank you, Raisa. Yes, I'm crossing my fingers that we will figure it out, and we will manage it. Really, it's my big dream.
Are there any sort of positive or negative parts of the hobby that you want to discuss? Like, what do you find good about it? What do you find negative? Or what would you like to change if you could?
Actually, my beginning in the ham radio, it wasn't easy for a young lady where no one is ham radio. My parents have never heard about ham radio before I become. Also, no one in my family, grandparents or my sister, they're not interested in it. So they didn't know what I'm actually doing and what is it and where I spend my time, the most of my time. It was a radio club and with my friends. So that was one of a negative part. Unfortunately, ham radio is not so popular. We need to be honest, it's really not popular, but we need to change it and to promote it in the best way. Maybe I'm not sure what if there are more negative things. I think that's only one that I have experienced it, and there are a lot of positive things. Traveling, now a lot of people share the same interests. Learning things which you can't learn in the college or schools. Teamwork and contesting. Really, there are a lot of different qualities that you have after doing ham radio. And I really think that if you are ham radio, the planet is a little bit small for you, because you can actually travel in every single country in the world, and you can find someone. Ham radios are everywhere, and I really feel welcome everywhere I go. And it's the same if someone is ham radio, and if they come to my town and my country, I really like to meet them and to introduce them in my culture, my radio club, and it's really one of the most positive things in the hobby, in my opinion.
Fantastic. I notice a question has been asked by Anna there. And basically, I suppose she's looking for sort of maybe the opinions of other YLs that we might have in the group. Would it be okay for us to throw that around maybe to our good friend Rasa to see what her opinion would be of, you know, that sort of question? Do you mind, Maria?
I'm not sure that I got it 100%. If you can try to ask again. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. So Anna, one of the participants, has just asked an
okay, okay. I see the hand is raising. Okay.
Well, the things get resolved, because I am in a similar position. I started radio very late, but I really want to try and introduce these to my college, and I want to introduce it as well. I have access to primary schools, so I have the chance to be able to introduce this into some primary school as part of a STEM program. So I wanted to know what things of the ARDF do you recommend, or how do you recommend to start? Because I haven't done ARDF. So is there any resources that you will recommend? And then my other question to any other young ladies is like, what was your start? What things make you stay? What things will have made you leave as well, so I can tackle those things and hopefully be more successful here in Ireland. So that was my question, basically.
Okay. Did you tell me that you try to introduce people in primary school, secondary school, or college? Because I think it depends of how old people are. So we tried. Okay, I work in my radio club as a teacher and teach young people who are in primary school. And for primary school, I think the best way to introduce the hobby by ARDF, amateur radio direction finding. But on the other hand, where I try to open a radio club at my college, it's a little bit different because there are already a lot of engineers, future engineers, and they have already know a lot about telecommunications, and I don't need to introduce them by ARDF, but already in a radio station, and just to tell them what are radio waves, because they have already know a lot about telecommunications, how things function, and I think is the better to do it contesting and DXing, and just to operate on the radio station. If someone is interested to do ARDF or do more electronics, or I'm not sure what else, but they can try to discover and to search some part of the hobby, because there are a lot of them. So for the beginners, like for children, ARDF is the best, because how I'm not sure that I know the right way or way how to describe a child who has 10 years, what is a radio waves and what is a radio station, and who is the person with who I spoke. So it's a little bit difficult for a child to understand all of that. But after a year, after some time, when it passes, it's easier to describe them, because all of our young people come to radio club 3 times per week, and they see how I work on radio station, how some older operators are working, and they just ask you, what is it? I would like to try. And that's the really right way how to introduce young people who are about 10 or 11 years. but if someone are older than 20, there is no problem to talk about radio equipment. I hope that you understand me what I said. Anna, if you have one more question, or if I need to try to describe something, please tell me.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. I have the same issue as you. I'm trying to find an easy way, and I really wanted to do the radio fox hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done it myself, but I love the idea. I just need to look into the permissions with the ComReg, which is the authority that regulates in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then in terms of the college, I think I want to start a radio club, and then I guess the issues that I have in here, it's first to get people into the hobby because they don't know anything, not even the engineers will know about it. Second, to get equipment, but I've managed to get my hands on, I will get my hands in a old Yaesu and for free. So I plan to try and fix if that needs any fixing, and then that will be the radio that I will try to start the club. And then obviously all of the legal issues with, I don't know how easy it is in your college, my college, you have to follow a certain procedure. And then obviously the next issue is like not only finding a place in the college, but it's also asking the college for permission to put an antenna on the buildings.
Yes, I know it's not easy, and there are a lot of hours of working, but I really hope that you will do it, and we will be richer for one more radio club.
That's brilliant. Thanks for that. And Anna, just to let you know, we actually have a YL club in the NRSI, so you're more than welcome to join us.
Wow, that's really nice. Wow, that will be really nice. Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, like, it'll give you sort of all an opportunity to have a chat, and certainly, basically, if anybody wants to introduce things to a college, basically NRSI, I might as well mention with NRSI, we're more than keen to actually see that happen. So we can talk to you at a later stage if you're interested, Anna, as well.
Thank you.
So basically, let's see. I suppose the next question is, what sort of wishes have you sort of not fulfilled, I suppose, so far in the hobby, and what would you like to see happen in the next, let's say, 10 years?
Firstly, to graduate it, to get my diploma, and then find a job and made my contest location. That will be really one of my big wish, to have my own great radio equipment, antenna system, and sure, to travel more as possible, and maybe one day to be a member of some D expeditions. But I know it's a really hard, and it's not so easy. You need to have good skills, not only SSB but CW, and just it's really hard. It's not as fun as maybe it looks on photos. These people really do a great job for all of us if we need the DXCC awards, but maybe some smaller the expedition, nothing big for the beginning.
You probably answered maybe this sort of question before, but like, one of the questions that was posed by members, like in advance of this kind of thing, was, what is it about sort of getting the young people, I suppose, involved that really motivates you the most? Is it the fact that it's like the future of the hobby, or is it kind of, is there some other sort of reason behind why you want young people involved?
If we want to have a future in our hobby, we need to introduce new people to it, but I think that we need to focus on young people, because it's not easy. If you're older, older people have already have their own, how to say, daily routine, and they're not so open for new things, maybe after job or after retired. But young people need to know more about our hobby. Young people Young people is our future, because we need more perspective and inspired people who would like to, how to say that, who would like to work with them, but the young people without older people or nothing, because what I can, when I was younger, I needed the support of older hams. Without their support, I wouldn't be there. So we need to work as a team, and young people need help of older hams, and we are usually able to hear how young people don't like hobby, or maybe don't like hobby, but they are not interested in hobby. But then I really asked, did you try to introduce them to ham radio hobby? So they didn't have a chance to know about it. So we need to make it possible. I really say that a lot of time, if you don't have opportunity, you don't know, do you like it or you don't like it? So if you have opportunity, after that you can choose, will you continue to do ham radio? And it's absolutely okay and fine. We are not here to love same things. So older people must be a little more, I don't know the right word. They must help, and without them this hobby will disappear very soon. They're inerted, maybe inerted, I'm not sure. I hope that you can understand what I want to say.
Oh, we got you. We totally understand. And like, no, you've put it across in a fantastic way, an absolutely brilliant way.
Thank you. I really try, but I'm not alone in that. So I do everything with my people, with my friend, and we are just a great team. So it's more easier to something for the future of hobby if you do as a team, not person by person, and you're more motivated and inspired by them. So that's a key.
Excellent. Well, that's absolutely wonderful. So I suppose one of the other questions, and you've partly maybe answered this already, but we're going to ask it anyway, because there might be a little bit more information. How do you, like, obviously we've seen you online, we've seen you advertising the hobby, we've seen you doing all these wonderful things, especially with Rachel and everything, and it's just, it's marvelous to see the two of you as young ladies promoting the hobby in such a vibrant and exciting manner. And yet, I suppose the question is, with your studies, with everything else, how on earth do you, as an individual, manage to balance your private life, all of your commitments, and basically your hobby and all of the other hobbies? How do you manage to get time to do it?
Good question. My parents asked me a lot of time that. It's not easy. My studies must be on the first place, and because of that, I don't have a lot of time to do ham radio, especially now when COVID pandemic finally ends. My faculty works regularly, so I travel every weekend to my hometown, where I spend time with my ham friends and teach young people. Then from Monday to Friday, I study, and I'm not so, I don't have a lot of time to hobby. I do a lot of activities in a hobby, different activities, not only DXing or some activations in flora fauna, something like that. So I would like to have one more person who can record everything that I that I do and to upload it somewhere, because it's really difficult, and usually I don't have time to upload or to write about all my activities, and a lot of them are not public, just because I don't have time. My schedule is pretty busy. I don't sleep a lot. I go to sleep very late and wake up every morning very early. So my day is short. 24 hours is not enough for a person who goes to faculty, who wants to get good notes, and who has a lot of hobbies, and who is ham radio.
I think, yeah, that's the problem with most of us in our lives at the moment.
Yes, but I try to balance as I know. Not easy, but not impossible.
I noticed Anna made a very good point when we were talking about how do you manage to balance lifestyle, you know, and life and everything with it. And she said, what personal life? You know, it's impossible to get any time, really.
Definitely.
So I suppose out of all the different things that the hobby has given you, and I mean it's given us a lot of stuff in our lives, you know, a lot of joy, a lot of pleasure. What's the critical thing that it has done for you? What has it done for you?
Okay, where to start? Just give me a second.
No problem.
Maybe if I weren't ham radio, I wouldn't study biomedical engineering, and I would never think about to become engineer. I was interested in social science or psychology, something like that. So firstly, I got interested for electronics, for programming, and for more technical things. I really like it. So that's my future job, I really hope. This is the first and one of the most important thing. So the college and ham radio career just show me the path where I follow now. Other thing, yes, that's my friends from really around the world, and I am so grateful for them. Also, my boyfriend, we are together 5 years. We met on ARDF competition, so both of us are ham radios, and it's more easier if your partner is also interested in the hobby. Yeah, I say that from experience, and really this hobby gives me a lot, really a lot, because some good values I learned from it. I traveled a lot, and I was participant of a lot of different activities in different countries. I had opportunity to learn a lot on every trip, on every event, and just to open my mind and my eyes that it's not always as we can watch or read in the news or watch in TV. Reality is different when you travel and when you discover it for yourself. and that's a really good point. And I'm sure that I was more mature than my generation. That's because of hobby, because I spent the time on a different way than they spend, and I think that my time was very on good quality than most of my friends from my generation. So that will be shortly. There are a lot of other things, but I would choose three or four that I have already mentioned. So Mark, that's all.
I was going to say thanks a million for all that. Like, I mean, you've answered pretty much all the questions that were posed by any of the membership. So, like, what we might do is we might actually open it to the floor and just see if any of the other people that are attending have any questions for you, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Brilliant. So I'm just going to sort of mute all just temporarily. Are there any questions that anybody has for Marija, please?
I have a question there.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Robbie.
Hi Maria, nice to meet you. Robbie's my name, call it CI2IP. I have just a quick question about the licensing. What structure of licensing do you have in Serbia? In Ireland, we've only got one license, and it's like in America, it's the advanced. So there's just the one license, top license, that's it. But next year, in Ireland, we hope to bring in like a beginner's license. So I'm just wondering, what's the structure of the license in your country? I'm thinking about, you know, again, younger people, trying to get younger people to do an advanced license would be pretty difficult, you know, if you're maybe 14, 15 or whatever. So what licenses, do you have two licenses there in your country, or is it just the one?
We have three classes.
Three, okay.
Yes, and one class is just for ultra high wave for someone who wants to do on the repeaters, and two other classes are for operators DXing. One is something like extra, and one is for the beginner. I would say that. So I have the extra class, and although I have opportunity to change my call sign, I don't want to do it. And you don't need to know Morse code to get extra class. In one hand, it's a good. In one hand, it's bad. But it's a really polemic. So
yeah,
we can discuss about it for a long time.
So what license does the beginner get, or what access? Is it only a repeaters only, or HF for a beginner?
It's for HF also, but I think you're not allowed to operate on 20 meters to high power or some other bands. It's just low power and a few bands, maybe 80 meters, 40 meters or something like that.
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Robbie.
Mark, you've muted me again. I don't know if that was on purpose or accidental.
It wasn't me, it's technology. I don't know what's happened. Welcome back. Anna, do you have a question?
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask, where will you recommend that we go for resources for amateur radio direction finding first? And then I wanted to know a bit more about like your day-to-day when you're teaching your primary school kids, and how long, like if I was to put an activity together for primary school kids, like I have an idea, but I was wondering like on the practicalities, how long does it take you? How long do you reckon it will take for them to for them to get introduced to the hobby and out and doing a radio folk hunt? How quick? How many hours? Let's say, can you do it in one day?
How many hours in a week? Or
no, and so if you were to do like an introduction to radio, yes, like a small workshop, can you get them up and running doing IRDF in, let's say, 4 hours or in 2 hours, or will it take much longer than that?
Definitely longer, but it depends of how you want to realize this activity. We teach people in our town park, and we do it practically. So it requires 3 or 4 hours, and we do it once. Every Sunday, actually, every Sunday 3 or 4 hours, and they practice it for 1 season, 1 year or 2 years. It depends of how they are interested, and after that, some of them want to try to learn about ham radio things, more ham radio things and the radio stations. And I would say that maybe after 2 years of practice RDF, they got a license for radio station. It's a process, and it's it requires time. It can be a quick finished. So, but that's okay. That's the way how we do, and we have a good successful. So if you want, if you have time, I can show you some photos of my radio club and children. I'm not sure if
I'd love to. I mean, if the rest of the people don't.
Okay, just Mark, please, can I share my screen?
Of course.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. There you go.
Okay, that's great. RDF, just a moment. Okay, there are some photos of my radio club. There are some of young people. They all go in primary school, and it's me. Almost all of them have a license and have permits to transmit on a radio station. So we really have good meetings, and three times every week we are together. Okay, there are antennas in a radio club. We also do some flora and fauna activations and activities in outdoors as ARDF and different activities. Okay, it's equipment that I just wanted to show you. I can zoom in, but we have pretty good equipment. In the moment, it's in a progress to make radio clubs a contest location, and it will be done. I hope this year or next year it will be finished. Also, Alex, Yankee Tango 3 Hotel, Josip, Yankee United 7 Oscar Mike, and I. We go to different schools, primary schools, secondary schools, and teach other young people about amateur radio. And we have held a lot of presentations, and really thousands and thousands of young people cross to our work. Some of them stay in a radio club, some of them leave it, but as I mentioned before, it's definitely okay, and we can't have all the same interests. Okay, it's equipment, maybe some closer, Angel. Yes, transceiver Yezu Fox Tango 1000 Mark V, amplifier, We have a pretty good antenna system. Yagi antennas full size for 20 meters, 20, 15, 10 meters, also for VARTS bands, and dipole for 80 meters, and for 40 meters delta loop. And here you can see some children from primary school. They were so cute when they heard for key of Morse code, sound of Morse code. And yes, here is my awards when I passed the CW, sorry, CW exam. I know Morse code and telegraphy. I have already participated in some contests, VPX or WPX, or I'm not sure, but I'm not so much interested in to do have QSOs by Morse code. However, if someone wants to have a QSO with me by CW, that's pretty fine, but SSB is my favorite mode. There are some young people who passed their exam last month or 2 months. I'm not sure now. Time goes fast for me. And all of them passed the CW exam as well. All of our members know CW. Although it's not required for extra class to know it. We want to introduce them, and if they find out it easy or fun, they just continue to learn it. Some of them don't like it, and that's okay as well. There are also some really nice children. And yes, it's a first youth camp from young people in Serbia. Was organized, my radio club organized, and it's something like YOTA events and the YOTA camps. I'm not sure if you know about it, but I was a member of some YOTA camps. I was in Italy and I was in Austria. Maybe there are some photos. Yes. They're my friends from Algiers and Ethiopia. We met in Austria in a YOTA camp for young people. And that's also some of my activities. I visited for Oscar 3 Alpha contest location. There are some of my friends from Italy, also Slovenia and Croatia. Yes, YOTA team member. There are some young people from Serbia, and most of them are still active. It's the photo. I'm not sure it was taken 5 years ago. That's me and my friend Bogdan in Austria. Oscar 3 Alpha. Yes, again, my other friends from Ethiopia. My friend Lea from Croatia. We were in the same team for one RTTY contest. And yes, a photo from Italy where I come as a member in Serbian representation. But I think that's enough. I don't want to to bother you a lot. Okay.
Maria, have you any interest in digital modes?
Digital modes, yes. Before I started to do SSB in the beginning, so I was operated in RTTY and from time to time in FTA because I have equipment and I don't have a lot of time to go every day to my radio club. So FTA is a good thing if you live in an apartment and don't have a good antenna and amplifier.
Yeah, which would you prefer, GSA8 or FT8?
I'm not sure that you all hear me before. I started to do QSOs with RTTY. In the beginning, I was afraid of microphone and SSB mode. So I worked RTTY contests and Morse code. After that, after a long time, the mod to hear a lot of stations who maybe don't have good equipment. So I live in an apartment and FTA it's a great option for me because I don't have a good antenna here and I don't have an amplifier. So FTA has and gives you opportunity to still enjoy the hobby and to do QSOs. But whenever I have time, I like to go to.
I think the network is breaking down there.
Is it okay now? Can you hear me?
You're back.
Again.
You went for a few moments. We should be using amateur radio,
Oh.
HF. I think it might be more reliable.
I'm sorry. I hope
It's not your fault.
that you can hear me now. I will check my internet connection. Okay, it shows me that everything is okay. Technology.
So,
Maria, I have a question. Could I? I know that ARDF championship will be this year in Serbia. And could you tell something about it? Is you are one of the organizer of this competition in Serbia?
I'm not in an organization for it because I don't have time for it. But I know my friends are in organization, so it will be the last week in August.
Mm-hmm. In the beginning of
I'm
September.
looking forward to meet. Yes, in the beginning of September it will be a championship, and last week in August it will be a cup, a World Cup. I think all event will be, I'm not sure, maybe 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, maybe 11 days, and I will try to be there, not in organization, not everything, but just to be close and to meet my family. If you need more information about it, I can send you later, or some bulletins, or I'm not sure. If you need something, I will try.
Thank you very much. Yes, and I hope that we will each other there. And of course, one of my dreams to see you in person and to visit Serbia, and of course that you come to Russia, to St. Petersburg, and we together make some wild activities, and maybe Maria Radio 3 Tango Mike, she is also here, will join us together. And also here is Milavica, who is very new, and she has an interest in ham radio, and Maria and me helped her, and we will continue our job, and maybe we will have one more YL in our
wow, that's
wonderful
great.
community. Yeah.
That would be great. Yes, it's a great news. And I just can tell you that championship, it's a really attractive and one of the most beautiful places in Serbia. So definitely recommended to spend time there. I know that you will enjoy.
Thank you very much for your answer.
Thank you, Yurisa.
So I suppose the question is there anybody else that has a question? And let's see. Any other questions? Anyone that hasn't asked a question already maybe might have a question. Rob? Oh yeah. Somebody said something. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a hand up there, I think. Victor V3PCP.
Oh, wonderful. Thanks a million. Yeah, go ahead. Robert, go ahead.
Yeah, very good afternoon and good evening to everyone. And I can speak with very good authority that the youngsters that Maria's club have been teaching are top-notch operators. I had the very great pleasure of we do a remote operation here in Ontario, Canada, and this past weekend I had the great pleasure of hosting it, and we had Marija YU3AWA and Maria, our Radio 3 Tango Mike, along with several other YLs, as well as two youngsters from Maria's club during the operation. And we spent about 3 hours on the air, and we're making lots of great contacts, and they did a super job. And I was very happy to be able to include them in our operation. We're certainly looking forward to more. We operated under our club call sign Victor Alpha 3 Yankee Lima Radio, and we did post a video to YouTube of the operation, so you can look that up. It's on my YouTube channel, VE3PCP, and it's about it's a little over 2 hours long. It's been edited, and there's been some extra content added in. A few of the YLs sent in some video from their home QTH, and I added in an audio clip from an SDR into it and so forth. So it's a pretty good video of the operation, and I think everybody had a great time. Did your youngsters have anything to say about it after the fact, Maria?
They like it a lot. Young people from my club, Miloš and Mihaila, they were a little bit scared because it's a really new activity for them. But I try to help them as more as possible, and I hope that all of you were enjoying, and I were enjoying a lot. And that was a great activity. I'm really looking forward to participating as soon as possible in such activities. It opens to I really like it. Although maybe in the beginning I was a little skeptic because physically I like to touch a radio station, but I was wrong, and it's definitely future of our hobby, and more people will work remote. And I was enjoying in Americans File Up. They're all DX stations for me, and usually I don't have something new in my ham radio career, and definitely it will continue. I will continue to do something like that. And thank you so much, Robert, for inviting us. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much.
Oh, it was certainly my pleasure to host it, and yeah, we'll definitely be doing more in the future, and hopefully we can get get others from other countries involved too. Although, well, I think one thing we learned was that We probably need to limit the number of people that are on the air at one time. It gets a little bit difficult for stations that we were working to understand how many operators that we had for them to talk to, and you know, but it's new to everybody, right? So, but I think it went remarkably well.
I'm really looking forward to participating as soon as possible again, and definitely we will have chance to do it again.
Thanks for that, Robert. I'm just wondering if, I notice we have Robert from Northern Ireland, and I'm just wondering if the second Robert has any questions that he'd like to ask Marija.
Good evening, Marija. We have spoken before, maybe more than one occasion. Not a question, more or less a comment, that I admire your enthusiasm for the hobby. And as I said to you before, I think that, yes, you give us inspiration to take, you know, to try to get it to young people. You're very fortunate in Serbia in that you do not have the great restrictions in schools that we would have here. Part of our problem, and very often, is apathy within schools. If you get a teacher that's interested, you might, but it's quite difficult. But we have to just keep going and try to find ways. Now that the pandemic has ended, we must try to find ways now of introducing it to young people. Recently, I got involved in SOTA, which I find is a fascinating thing, because one of my interests is antennas, and I've listened to a lot of, well, I have a very impolite opinion of some of the things I heard, but I was amazed what a very small wire of a dipole, a linked dipole, has done with me here. So that type of thing is, I think, it means that young people can actually make something that's very easy and will work. So whatever you're doing, it's as somebody mentioned before, I don't know how you find hours in the day to study, to do radio and everything else, and to have a boyfriend. Okay, it helps if he is in the hobby, but it also means that you've got to share radios. My wife has absolutely no interest in it. She gives me plenty of support and encouragement. Doesn't understand why I want to sit upstairs to talk to people in some other part of the world. But on a funny part, Marija, I always tell her she's very fortunate I have a hobby like this. I could be in the pub getting drunk or out someplace after other women. But she always knows where I am. The problem is that I'm probably not productive in her eyes. I'm not doing anything useful, but no, she does encourage me. So Marija, you have my great admiration for all that you do and how you manage time, because so many of our young people have difficulty doing that. So keep it up, Marija. I know that I saw a post of yours. It wasn't mentioned here tonight, and I'm not going to mention it. I will reply to you in the next couple of days. So all the best, Marija, in all that you do. So no questions. Go ahead, Marija.
Thank you so much, Robert. Really, it really means a lot to me, and I'm so happy that I have support of many friends from around the world, and it really gives me more energy and inspired me to continue to do what I'm doing. So thank you so much.
I suppose.
On that, I'm going to bow out, gentlemen, because I know there's a phone call coming in for me soon. Once again, thank you for including me, and thank you, Marija. So good night, folks. Maybe we'll meet on the air sometime. So good night, folks.
Good night, Robert. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you again at another event.
Okay, thank you.
Who next on the list? If I go down round robin here, there fairly quickly. So we've got Atilia. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Maybe I haven't. Okay, no. Okay, let's see. Okay, nothing heard there. Let's see, we've got Demia. Demia, are you there? I think we've got a great internet connection today.
Oh no.
Okay, let's see. Well, some people may not want to talk. Oh no, Demia. Hi. Would you have any questions at all? I'm just inviting there. No, nothing heard. Okay. Might get back to you. Fabrice or Heather or Jeremy, any questions? Yeah, no problem at all. So basically we've no further questions, actually, it turns out. But thanks a million for the presentation. It was absolutely marvelous. And oh, can you hear me? Oh, hello.
Hi, I'm here.
Oh yeah, no problem. No, thanks a million on behalf of the society and all the members. Thanks a million for the presentation today. It was absolutely marvelous, and we look forward to basically having you back. You know, to give another sort of talk at some stage in the future. We'll also invite you to our YL club, and in addition to that, we look forward to having you visit in Ireland sometime, hopefully.
Wow. I really hope one day I will do it. Thank you.
All you have to do is tell the boyfriend that there's a wonderful country somewhere over there. It's got great radios. Oh wait, that won't sell it. Just tell him it's a great country. It's lovely to visit. And don't tell him it's radio.
Okay, great.
Okay, thanks a million. And I suppose we can close down the presentation and net for this evening. Thanks everybody for coming. As usual, our next one will be next week, same time, same place. And we look forward to seeing everybody there.
Thank you. I just to thank you everyone one more time to give me opportunity to talk about my activities, and I hope to meet all of you maybe in Friedrichshafen if you would like to come this year. Finally, it will be this year after 2 years of pandemic, so it will be really nice to. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for the great evening, and see you soon. 7-3.
Maria, thank you very much. Mark, and I have a question. Which guest you will have next time?
Oh, so basically we're having Karen next time.
Karen?
Yeah.
From the USA?
Yes, from the USA.
Wow, great. Yeah. I will join you. Thank you.
Wonderful. We look forward to having you.
Hello, Maria. I want to speak something with you with the group. I am Damia from Mallorca, and I want to congratulate you for your activities in radio and the radio, because you take the young people and to grow with this absolutely magnificent hobby. And unfortunately, I have some sons of your age, and I don't have the opportunity to give him the radio virus. So congratulations, Maria, for your job. That's all.
Your last sentence, but I hope can you please tell me again last sentence, or maybe in last 10 seconds?
Oh, I think no. Simply, I want to congratulate you for your job in the radio and for your
Thank you.
enthusiastic work and all the. I think your work in the for young people is very, 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 very good for the young people to get involved in the radio hobby. And I was telling you that I have sons and that have your age in 20 and something like that. And I don't have any way to infect with the virus of the radio. But I think the things are going as possible as. Thank you very much, Maria, for your job in the radio.
Thank you so much, Damia, and never give up. Maybe your sons will realize how beautiful it is, and they will join one day. My parents, my dad, don't like to become ham radio, so it's totally fine. Maybe one day.
Maybe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions, or will we close down the net? No, no other questions. Okay, thanks a million. As a final. Oh, sorry.
I just want to say good luck, Maria, and I hope that every your radio wishes will realize in life, and you will have many travelings, many the expeditions, many new friends around the world, and it's really great to be in their hobby, and thankful the hobby we meet each other, and I'm very glad of it, and thank you for your support. And you know that sometimes the friendship give us a lot of energy and a lot of support, and I'm very thankful to you for your support to me, and wish you good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, Reisa. Thank you, everyone, really, for your time. I was enjoying a lot. Thank you. And I like to talk. I'm just afraid that my English is not so good, but I was enjoying.
If I can just say a few words, my name is Željko. My call sign is 9 Alpha 4 November Alpha. Maria, you are doing a great job. You are doing an absolutely great job, and you are really a light on the star that when I'm talking to the young people in Croatia, and I'm showing your links and your photos and the things that you are doing in amateur radio, you are really doing a great job. My respect, Maria. Thank you.
Thank you, Željko. I live very close to Croatian border, so I hope that we will have a chance to meet in person soon.
Yeah, it will be a great pleasure for me. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
Okay, thanks, Maria. And I suppose if there are no other questions, we can finally close the net. But no, it was fantastic. And yourself and Reisa, we're going to invite the YL club. And all the ladies that have participated here tonight. So yeah, 7-3, and we'll be in touch, and I'll share that information in the next few hours.
Thank you everyone. Bye. 7-3.
Hey, Maria, see you, Reisa.
See you soon.
73 and 88.
See you, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming. See you guys. Bye.